We've got a match in here, Larry.
CJ, I think the match just come on the air. There's some things that happen here that I don't quite understand. Right before this match, Tom Shaft came out, a match scheduled between him and Bob Holly. Marcel Pringle came out with Shaft, appeared to be coaching him on something. All of a sudden, I seen Marcel get into some type of words with Bob Holly, calling him over in reference to wanting to take his belt. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, Marcel Pringle just drew back and slapped the stew out of Bob Holly right here in the TV station. And as Holly was going to get to him, Shaft jumped in, and of course the match started. I don't know what's happening here. I know Pringle had mentioned earlier in Rip's Corner about his desire to want to go against Bob Holly to acquire this WOW United States heavyweight belt. That may be something leading up to it, but there's a lot of excitement going on here that I don't understand tonight, and I know most of our TV fans might not have seen that. I don't know.
Is putting to our big opponent in there. Bob Holly and Tom Shaft.
I'll tell you, this speaks well for our new WOW heavyweight champion here, Bob Holly, going against Tom Shaft. Tom Shaft is probably one of the greatest wrestlers I've known in my career. Bob Holly is doing some numbers on him, working on that arm, taking advantage of him, represents himself as a champion real well. Shaft comes across Holly's chest with a forearm as he backs him up in the rope there. Referee Ray Hall trying to break him up, back him off the ropes now. Shaft takes Holly in the ropes, comes up with that big right foot to the chest. You know, that had to be an awesome kick there. Tom Shaft must wear about a size 14 shoe from what I can see here. Got him that reverse space lock now.
Tom Shaft is after that $5 grand, or maybe even make it $10 grand now. He's here for the money.
This thing is starting to really amaze me and confuse me to some extent. Shaft coming here 2 weeks ago to WOW Wrestling with the desire and money to accept that $5,000 bounty to go against Bob Sweetan, and now more people are coming in here. The tapes come in. It's been raised to $10,000.
I hate to come out here and I hate to interrupt you, Larry. But you know that Marcel Pringle, he's starting to fire with that Bob Holly that he ain't gonna be able to put out. But Marcel don't know it, but he's got his eyes on that United States Heavyweight Championship belt. And buddy, he ain't even got rid of me off his case yet. Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm not satisfied with the way Marcel got that belt. I'm not satisfied at all. But I'm not gonna sit out here and I'm not gonna gripe about it. But I'm gonna tell Marcel Pringle one thing. Baby, you got to get through me first, and you're not gonna be able to do that. But you keep messing with Bob Holly, baby, and you're going to have two fires, one at the front and one at the back, and there ain't no way he's going to put them out, CJ. I'm telling you. And that Tom Shaft right now, he's a tough competitor, but Bob Holly, I guarantee you, you can't keep a good man down, and Marcel Pringle better watch out, baby, because the Cowboy's going to be riding his every nightmare.
It's Dennis Gale.
I'll tell you again, CJ, I don't know what's going on here with Marcel Pringle and the interference with Bob Holly here. Tom Shaft, of course, just throwed our champion outside the ring. Now the studio crowd's getting excited here. Holly's back in, comes with the right haymaker to the door, Shaft.
Into the turnbuckle. Oh! Shot right into the chin. Uppercut. Snap suplex. Bob Holly.
One thing I've seen about this Bob Holly, CJ, is that he can go to whatever he needs to wrestle a match. He can get in there with competitors like Tom Shaft, and you got to be on your guard with people like Tom Shaft. You got to know how to wrestle every different angle there is, and use whatever tactics and skill and knowledge are available to you. And that's the true form of a champion. And that's why Bob Holly, in my opinion, is a WOW United States Heavyweight Champion now, because of his ability to wrestle and face up whatever opposition comes to him. Shaft continues with the forearm to the back of Bob Holly, having control of this match at this point. Looks like he's biting his nose there.
Bob Holly laying those forearms across the back shoulders of Bob Holly.
Some snap mare there, and then coming right back to that reverse face lock, CJ, trying to cut some more of that oxygen off and tire Bob Holly out, slow him down, and weaken him as much as he can.
I'd like to alert our stations along the line again. We will have a commercial break coming up at the conclusion of this match.
Also like to say at this time, we'd like to welcome WPMI, Channel 15, Pensacola Mobile is one of our affiliates now to WOW Wrestling, and also would like to welcome Channel 35 in Fort Walton Beach as a WOW Wrestling affiliate. Holly's coming back on Shaft now.
Yes, he is.
Taking him into the ropes.
Well, that's a lot of wrestling going over the top.
Beautiful backdrop. Going 2-count pin. Shaft is up.
Oh, what a collision in the middle of the ring. Shaft is a wily veteran. Oh, look at Holly. Oh, over. Shaft goes. 1, 2, 3.
Looks like Bob Holly's won the match here.
Bob Holly.
First match live at Henderson's Arena in Atlanta. The prize at stake, the All-South Tag Team Championship belts. Gunkel Sports and promoter Ann Gunkel have gone to a tremendous amount of expense and trouble to bring some of the greatest stars in pro wrestling in person to Henderson's Arena in this one-night tournament. Your first match, of course, one fall with a 20-minute time limit, would be Nick Patrick, who you see now in the ring in the gray trunks, his partner, former world champion Tommy Wildfire Rich, against Nick's opponent now inside the squared circle, Golden Boy Chick Donovan out of Los Angeles, California. His partner, newcomer to the sport, Willie J. Mitchell. And your official is E.J. Brown. Of course, under the tournament rules, after should a time limit match occur here today on television, the fans at ringside will be able to judge on their own point system who should continue in the tournament and who should fall by the wayside. Nick Patrick and Chick Donovan now in a test of strength, a Mexican arm lock in the middle of the ring, and Chick Donovan with a good leg trip takedown. But Nick Patrick, you can't say enough about this young man. Here is a guy who's been wrestling professionally for less than 3 months, and already he's wrestling with the composure and the calm of a man who's got years and years of mat experience behind him already in the ring. A good shot of the tremendous crowd on hand in Henderson's Arena, and of course you can see Nick Patrick now snap married to the canvas. Chick Donovan floating up and following on behind his man. The tension in the dressing room previous to the start of tonight's matches was absolutely electric. In addition to the gold tag team championship belts provided by Ms. Ann Gunkel and Gunkel Sports, a check for $10,000 to the winning team. So you can imagine the level of intensity that these athletes are operating on. Patrick forced out of a hammerlock with a good takedown from Chick Donovan. But Nick Patrick keeps his composure and gets back to a neutral position with the Golden Boy, Chick Donovan. Donovan, of course, has campaigned for many years all over the South and all over the United States. He's held the United States Junior Heavyweight Championship, the Southern Heavyweight Championship. Many more titles have come this young man's way, and he's certainly a more than adequate opponent for anyone inside the squared circle. Donovan now reaching in, wrenching the arm of Nick Patrick. So far, Nick Patrick has seen all of the action today. We haven't had a chance to see the former world's champion Tommy Rich, but as you can see, Rich is standing ready and waiting in the corner for his opportunity to get in and hopefully move his team one step closer to the Gunkel Sports Tag Team Championships. Willie J. Mitchell now, a fine young athlete just beginning his career in professional wrestling. Several years of mat competition behind him now. Front face lock on Nick Patrick as Patrick struggles to find his way out. A good back peel from Willie J. Mitchell, and you can start to see a little bit of the amateur experience of Mitchell, a fine high school and college athlete who successfully made the transition to pro wrestling. Now, we get a chance for our first look today on All South Wrestling at the former heavyweight champion of the world, Wildfire Tommy Rich. And Rich wastes no time at all going in for a single leg dive on Willie J. Mitchell, establishing control, and it looks like he may be trying to turn his man to a Boston Crab. Willie Mitchell trying to fight for everything he's worth to get to the ropes and force the break, and Tommy Rich now manages to sit down with a full Boston Crab. We may have a record win here for the team of Rich and Patrick. Certainly the Boston Crab, one of the most painful holds in pro wrestling, but Mitchell manages to somersault his way out. Tommy Rich showing great control, never lets go of his opponent, floats right up for an attempted pin. A big predicament situation for Willie J. Mitchell. E.J. Brown doing an excellent job keeping, of course, as just a close eye on the competition as he can. He's got an incredibly difficult task, not only keeping track of the two men in the ring, but the two men on the outside of the ring apron as well. Mitchell tagging in his partner, Chick Donovan. So far, this match has been fairly even between these two teams. And certainly with two explosive personalities like Tommy Rich and Golden Boy Chick Donovan, you've got to wonder exactly how long it'll take for something to give in a match, especially a match for the prestigious Gunkel Sports Tag Team Championship belts. Rich hanging onto the side, headlock for everything he's worth. E.J. Brown giving Rich and Donovan the orders to break on the ropes. Chick Donovan, what could have been turned a sleep shot. Rich reverses him into the corner high for a backdrop on Golden Boy Chick Donovan, and Tommy Rich starts to open up on his opponent here in this match. Of course, a little bit later this hour, we'll be seeing all of the greats that are signed for this tag team tournament, including stars like Boris Zirkov, Scott the Hog Irwin, The Firm, and many, many more. A tremendous night of professional wrestling on tap as a host of outstanding teams from all across the United States vie for the Gunkel Sports Tag Team Championships. Chick Donovan now searching for a way out of the armbar of Tommy Rich, manages to shake Rich loose, but Tommy Rich floats right back up into a front chancery tag to Nick Patrick, and we see a little of the teamwork now. Patrick and Tommy Rich, they've been appearing together as a tag team for quite some time, and now Nick Patrick digging in deep, a fireman's carry, takedown, lateral press. Only a count of one on Chick Donovan. Of course, this early in the match, Donovan, an incredibly talented wrestler in his own right, certainly not a type of man who could be put away with at least the relative ease that a lot of people may expect in a situation such as this. Donovan hammering away now at Nick Patrick on the ropes. Quite within the referee's count, and all perfectly legal. Catches him for a full body slam off the ropes, and Chick Donovan's on the move up, tries an elbow drop, but Nick Patrick is not there. Patrick's on his feet, ready, a super arm drag takedown that sees Nick Patrick once again on top of Golden Boy Chick Donovan. We'd like to take just a second here to remind wrestling fans all across the All-South Wrestling viewing area that for information on all the matches all across the All-South Wrestling area, there is a telephone number that you can call to get information on your favorite stars and where they'll be appearing. It's area code 404 WRESTLE. You dial WRESTLE. There's a small charge from the telephone company for all of the information and the latest updates on your favorites here each week on All-South Championship Wrestling. Nick Patrick on the receiving end of some Golden Boy Chick Donovan punishment. Donovan thought he saw an opportunity for a pinfall there against Nick Patrick, but he may have made a tactical error. Yes, the tag to Tommy Rich. Donovan let his man get just a little bit too close to the corner, and he finds himself on the receiving end of a Tommy Wildfire Rich onslaught. Tommy Rich, since his earliest entry into the sport, almost a legend in professional wrestling. Rich now caught with a short shoulder block, the tag to Willie J. Mitchell. And here we see two thriving young athletes. Mitchell knows what a win, especially in a prestigious tournament like this, over Tommy Wildfire Rich would mean to him in matters of national standing and national ranking. It looked like Mitchell may have been trying for a deal there, but the great experience of Tommy Rich enabled him to block it out. Both men now circling each other. And you can tell from Tommy Rich's stance in the ring the tremendous amount of respect he must have for this young man, Willie J. Mitchell, who is certainly not to be taken lightly. Tommy Rich now certainly wasn't expecting that out of Willie Mitchell. This match so far into the match, a very, very clean-cut match. A couple of right hands by Mitchell, not really illegal, but now Tommy Rich coming back with that explosive nature that earned him the nickname of Wildfire, drilling the elbow to the temple of Willie J. Mitchell. And Mitchell may be regretting some of the little tactics that he used just a couple of seconds ago. Vertical suplex on Willie Mitchell, the lateral press, and a count of two. And Mitchell never even got a chance to get away from the rampage of Tommy Wildfire Rich. Mitchell now trying any way he can to get Tommy Rich off of him. The tag has been made to Nick Patrick. Patrick off the top rope, a sunset flip, a count of 1, 2, 3, and a win for Tommy Wildfire Rich and Nick Patrick. They'll advance to the